Well, what a year it's been so far in 2022 in Edmonton real estate. If you had told me at the end of 2021, which was a record-setting year, highest it's been in 5 years, that 2022, midway through the year, we'd actually be even higher than that, never would have guessed it. So residential real estate's been on fire. It's a combination of factors. We've had, very affordable interest rates, trying to stimulate the economy, lots of pent-up demand from the pandemic. But let's have a little perspective on what that actually looks like in Edmonton real estate, because we get a lot of media and a lot of news about the market in Canada, and half the time or more, they're really just talking about Ontario and the GTA when they talk about Canadian real estate. So in 2018, we had total sales for the whole year in residential and Edmonton MLS, 22,000 and change. Then 2019, we had 19,000 and change. So it went down a little bit in that year, about 1,000 sales. And then in 2020, even with a worldwide pandemic, things picked up after the pause of a couple months, and we had things hit at the end of the year 20,800 sales. So very on par with the 2 years before. Then what happened in 2021? Well, 2021 hits, and the real momentum of the post-pandemic demand was in full swing, and we had 30,000 sales in all of just over in all of 2021. So it went up by 50%. So if you compare a record-breaking year to any other year, it's gonna be extreme, right? And so in 2022 now, it's shocking to see that halfway through the year, we have seen even more growth in 2021. But what we anticipate is gonna happen now into the fall is the bump in interest rates. The government's trying to get inflation under control. And for a large part, a lot of people have made their life decisions and moves kind of post-pandemic that are now their new life. And so there's less demand on certain types of properties and certain price points than there has been in the last year.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Wilkes with Dominion Lending Centers, Brokers for Life. I'm a local mortgage broker based out of the RE/MAX River City office in Old Strathcona. I'm here to give you some information just about what's going on in the market. It's been a crazy year. It's been a wild ride for all of us, and obviously for buyers that have been riding it with us. So on July 13th, the Bank of Canada announced a 1% lift on the prime lending rate, aka people with variable rate mortgages have been affected by this. That did not change anybody in the fixed world, but obviously when rates go up, they go up across the board, and we've been seeing lifts all year.
So if you're a real estate agent in Edmonton, what do you expect for the balance of 2022? So we get that question a lot, and what we're seeing right now is one, little room to breathe. We've had agents having some of their best years ever, if not their best year ever in the last year and a half. And the market's been at an insane pace. And so it's kind of nice to take a little breather, take some time off, spend time with your family, but get a little mental health back. But what we anticipate for the balance of the year is a slowdown in demand and less overall transactions. What we also experience is that Edmonton has never had more agents than it has right now. We have over 4,000 realtors, part of the Edmonton Realtors Association, and so there's more competition out there. And so what's happening right now in a changing market is clients want expertise, they want results, and they want to hire that proven professional. And so the real impact for a lot of agents is you need to be associated with the right brokerage, have the right training, have great marketing in place, and be skilled and knowledgeable about some kind of specialized knowledge. And what we always say is the specialist in this industry will continue to do well and grow, and the generalist is going to slowly die, and they already have been over the last 10 years. And so what that means, you can be a product type specialist, you can be a geographic specialist, have an area that you focus on, or you can be a client type specialist. We have agents that focus on relocation, focus on different types of properties, even elderly, downsizers, focus on first-time buyers, couples, whatever. So have a type of client that you know and understand their needs well, and so that you can serve them at a higher level than any other realtor in the market can. So we're always happy to chat if people want advice on that front. Our agents are very, very successful in the market, and we're very proud of the value they bring to clients in the Edmonton area.
So the other question that we're getting all the time is, if I have a variable rate now, should I call my bank and fix it, making the payment the exact same and not worrying about those fluctuations and changes? And our answer is generally no. You want to be able to hold on to that variable and just ride the roller coaster, because the likelihood is that you're going to be paying substantially less in your variable versus fixing today.
The question we're getting the most right now is, what should I expect with the rest of the market for the balance of 2022 in Edmonton real estate? And so what we're predicting, and the impacts of the interest rate adjustment and qualifying, as well as just overall demand, is Edmonton is still getting a lot of in-migration, and Edmonton is one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable major city in Canada. And so we're seeing a lot of job growth and other demand in migration that's causing prices to appreciate. And there's more people here than there is properties. Builders can't build stuff fast enough to keep up. Supply chain is still a challenge. So what we anticipate will happen, though, with the interest rate changes, that certain price points will be affected, and so some positively and some negatively. So based on average incomes in Edmonton, we're predicting that properties under $400,000 will actually have increased demand, and those properties between kind of $450,000, $500,000 up to $1 million will have a decreased level of demand. And that's due to the impact of the interest rate, the costs of borrowing, and the qualification rules. On average, as we heard, there's that negative impact to the buying power of buyers in that price point. The luxury market, which last year our office represented 30% of all luxury sales in all of Edmonton, with the Realtors Association, luxury isn't really affected. Over 1.2, especially over 1.5, there's still very strong growing demand in the luxury market. And similarly with commercial and investment, interest rates definitely play a role in negatively impacting the property values of commercial property, but investment property. But there's still such strong demand of people looking here from out of province, from out of country, that we're going to see continued growth in those areas as well.
So you're worried you can't buy a house. Now, you can, but you want to be aware of how these rate shifts have affected you. First things first, we want to make sure that you're still dealing with the right budgets. Rates and prices and all that aside, you got to make sure the payment you're making monthly or biweekly is still going to suit your budgets. That's always been #1 key in terms of your purchasing your home. You've got to make sure you're not digging a hole you don't want to be sitting in monthly or biweekly, right? Now, generally speaking, we normally would have been telling people before all of these rises, if you were to take your gross annual income, that's the total amount before you pay taxes and CRA, what's coming on T4s, you take that and times it by 4 to 4.5, you were probably in the right ballpark for your purchase price. This is assuming you've probably got your 5% down and maybe you're a first-time home buyer. Bigger down payments will give a little bit more flex on that, but that's very generally speaking. So you'd be in on 100,000 income, 4 to 450 probably. Right now, what we're seeing is it is sort of 3.5 to 4%. So what we're telling everybody who's in that maybe $100,000 a year income in your household that we can use, 400 is kind of the new 450. So what it is for you as home buyers is recognizing what you can get kind of bang for buck while making sure it's going to stick with your budgets.
So if you're purchasing today and you're pre-approved and ready to go, there's a few things that we definitely recommend to be able to help you prep for future rate increases at your renewal, or if you're coming up for renewal. Definitely consider a bi-weekly payment. The bi-weekly payment, if you're paying accelerated, decreases the life of your mortgage by over 2 years. So at renewal, you're hoping that we can bump it back up in order to offset any increase in interest rate. If you're definitely in a variable rate now or considering a variable rate, don't consider locking it in once you've got it. You definitely want to ride that wave and take advantage of the low rates today.
If you need any other information or you have any questions specific to your home buying plans and needs, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thanks so much. Cheryl Wilkes again with Dominion Lending Centers, Brokers for Life.
Hey, it's Stefan Chwaniak with the Quickfire Mortgage Solutions team, and we're always here to help. Don't hesitate to reach out.
So as always, talk to your local RE/MAX realtor, get that advice that you need specific to your situation and property, and make sure that you're making an informed, educated decision about the ever-changing market.